Many PhDs and postdocs do this one mistake of jumping directly from confusion to resume in their industry career transition. Now, know that career transition is a long-term problem you're solving for because you want to reach a spot that maximizes your potential and income in the long run. And so career transition is an alignment problem and not a speed problem that you're solving for. To do so, you have to start with a direction that gives you clarity, because this is exactly what my community members have been using as a starting point to get results and transition into industries like semiconductor, pharmaceutical, healthcare in companies like AstraZeneca, Siemens, Nokia, Tata Electronics, and many more. So I'm going to be breaking down that 5-step framework with you today, and know that career transition again and career problems all in all are long-term problems, and you cannot solve it with short-term tips and tricks, because you need to be thoughtful about your career. Okay, and if you do it right, you will definitely have a lot of clarity by the end of this video. So without any further ado, let me jump straight into the 5 steps that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So the first step would be about PDA. The second step would be identifying PR. The third step is the 3 degrees of transition. And the fourth step is the transition DM. And the fifth step is the ENR. So starting with the PDA. Now, what does PDA stand for? PDA stands for past data analysis. Now, think about it. In your PhD or research work as a postdoc, do you at all design your next set of experiments without doing analysis with the past data? No, right? Because if you don't do the analysis, you don't know the direction where to go, right? But that's a concept that you don't apply for your career transition. So once you're done with your PhD, or maybe you're pursuing postdoc, take some time to reflect on your journey and ask yourself questions like, what are the tasks that are involved that you performed during your PhD and postdoc that you loved doing? This could be that you loved working on the deep tech problems, or it could be that you loved working in the lab on assays, or it could be that you loved coordinating the pieces of things that are involved in doing PhD, or it could be that you loved presenting to a wide array of people in conferences. Okay, why these small things? When you have answers to these are like the tasks that you want more of in the job that you're looking forward to transition into, because that energizes you. And when you're doing things that energizes you, that would make you a very strong fit for the role, and your quality of application, your quality of interview stories, everything changes when you're putting in that thought in the process. Okay, now that is past data analysis. Now, once you have done your past data analysis, done that deep reflection, the next thing that you want to move on to is to identify PR. Now, what do I mean by identify PR? It means simply identifying possible roles. Now, this is where you want to have a divergent mindset, where you are open to the possible roles, and the easiest way to do so, thanks to AI again, is that you can just take your resume and directly feed it into your personal AI, whichever is your favorite AI. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate that in a moment. Give me a moment to again switch my screen so that I can take you to the ChatGPT window. Okay, here it is. I hope you can see. So you can see over here that I've already put up the prompt, and it's nothing but my resume. You can see it's Scholar, LinkedIn career summary, and all of that. It's the details of my resume. By the way, this is the resume that got me a role as a senior business development manager without having worked in business development at a company in UK, where I managed to go till the final round. Okay, so coming back to the topic. So here I put up the prompt, do a deep research and give me a list of 10 companies that value my kind of expertise, in addition to list of 10 companies in each of the roles that you think is possible for me. For the same, you can analyze my resume as attached. So I'm doing this live with you right now, and I'm just feeding this to ChatGPT, and let's see what comes up. Now it's going to give me 10 possible roles. Okay. I hope it's going to start soon. Yeah, 10 companies that would value your exact profile: Advanced Manufacturing and Translational Research Institutes, Manufacturing Technology, Fraunhofer Society, National Institute for Aviation Research, Industrial R&D Ecosystems. Okay, we have the names of the companies. The roles that fit you best: Technology Commercialization Innovation Manager, Strategic Partnership Industrial Collaboration Lead. So you can see that now it's coming up with the 10 roles that I have asked for, along with the names of the company. So at this point, as I said, this is identifying possible roles. Okay, so you're keeping your possibilities open. Now, once it shows you the list of 10 roles, this is where you want to check which are the roles that are at the moment, kind of, at least by its name, resonating with you. And because it's giving you the names of the companies too, so you want to pick any one company and see at all if there is any PhD working there or not. So in this case, it's saying Advanced Program Manufacturing Manager, and it's put up this Boeing as the company. So at this point, I'm going to take that company name, Boeing, go to LinkedIn and go to their company page and click the people tab on their company page and put up PhD in the search bar and see who are the people coming up. Now, this will give me an idea that do they at all hire PhDs, and it will also show the kind of titles that PhDs have been hired for. Now, this is where, again, I want to remind you, you're going really wide and checking out the possibilities for you. Once you finish this step, now we move on to the next step, which is about 3 degrees of transition. Now, what do I mean by the 3 degrees of transition? Now, in my work, I have worked with AI scientists, simulation scientists, computer science PhDs, material scientists, life sciences PhDs, and I see a pattern emerging. And this 3 degrees of PhD career transition is coming from that pattern. Okay, so the first degree is where your skills are very close to the industry, and this is where you translate your value really well in the resume, and you definitely need to practice for interviews. And the transition happens for you in a time span of 3 to 4 months. It can happen even earlier in some cases. Okay, and then comes the second degree of fit, where your skills are not directly in alignment with what the industry requires, but then your skills are somewhere on the periphery, and now you have to make the connection to what products and what roles they have inside the company. And again, this is where you bank a lot on your transferable skills, and the transition in this case also, if you do it right, can take somewhere between 4 to 6 months or 7 months. Okay, and third degree of transition is where your skills are really far from where the industry is, and this is where you need to do some proof building or some personal project, and definitely very aggressive networking to ensure that you are making the transition. And this can take somewhere between 9 months to 1.5 years. This is exactly what has happened from within my community, and that's why I'm speaking from data over here. Okay, so now that you have gone through the possible roles, you want to now do one more exercise where you want to check some JD for these possible roles in the backdate, and then go through the JD very thoroughly, line by line, and understand where you fit and where you don't fit. And then based on that, you want to do an analysis whether you're a first degree, second degree, or a third degree fit. Further, you also want to understand, okay, which are the roles where you are a first degree fit, or which are the roles where you are a second degree fit. It might so happen that there are some roles where you want to go in the long run, but right now you're coming across as a third degree fit. In that case, you want to understand what is a role that will take me closer to that role. So let's assume that you want to get into an IP analyst role. In that case, you want to, because you don't have experience with intellectual properties, so maybe you want to start with a technical writer role, because an IP role is a very writing intensive role, and that would be a first degree fit for you, because you being PhD, you are trained so much on writing. Okay, so this is where, once you identify the roles, this is where you try to spot what is the degree of transition that you are currently in, and accordingly you want to see that whether you can be in the second or first degree of transition, because this is where the transition happens the fastest. And if not, you want to come back to the third degree, and this is where you want to start building some projects. Okay, with that, let's move to the next step in the 5-step framework, which is about transition data mining. Now, what do I mean by transition data mining? Now, once you have identified the first, second, third degree of transition, this is where again you want to go back to LinkedIn, and then you want to search people who have similar kind of PhDs like you do. This is where you want to go through their journeys. Okay, how have they shifted from academia to industry? What are the skill sets that they developed during this process? Now, when you do this activity, this will give you some understanding of where you stand with respect to that and how possible is this for you. What happens inside the community when people do this activity with me is they get very excited when they see, oh my God, this person has made the transition with similar kind of credentials. That means it's possible for me. Okay, so all this while in the step 2, 3, which was identify roles and degree of transition, you were looking at the possibilities. Okay, you were having that divergent mindset. Now at step 4, when you have this data mined from the transition of other PhDs across the world, this is where you're converging on the roles that are either a first degree fit or a second degree fit. Okay, and of course, if you don't have option, you have to go for a third degree fit role too, but this is where you have to start building your projects. But let's assume you found first degree and second degree fit roles. Now this is where you move on to the 5th step, which is about execution and reiteration. So only at this moment is when you start building your resume, because when you have done this analysis, this is when you have a lot of thought poured into the resume, and you will see that when you build a resume that way, the market is actually responding back to your resume. How do you know that? Whenever you apply online, which by the way I don't recommend applying for, but you might hear back, or if you share your resume with somebody else, you will hear back on getting interviewed for the first round at least, and that gives you signals that hey, your resume is now working. In case if it's not working, then this is where you need to reiterate, go back to step 2 or 3 wherever you are, and then rework on your resume. Okay, I hope this gave you clarity as to how to approach your career transition. And in case if you are not sure that your resume is going the right way or not, you can check out this video, which is about the 5 mistakes people do in the resume, in which I've also shared a template that has been used by my community members again to land interviews at Fortune 500 companies and offers too. And if you find this video useful, please do share it with other PhDs, and I will meet you in the next video soon. For now, this is Dr. Reema De Asmadam, PhD, signing off.